Hello again, friends. This morning I did a video on understanding executive functions and how it makes it difficult for people to execute once they have a plan in their mind. And I just got back from a doctor's office that really highlighted just what this looks like. I'm going to be having surgery in a couple weeks, and I was given this device that I'm supposed to breathe into to keep my lungs expanded, because I'm going to be having some surgery on my abdomen, and there's going to be some tension and some swelling there, and they want me to get used to taking really deep breaths so that my lungs don't start collapsing as a result of this. So this is where the executive function thing comes into play. The nurse sat there and she explained to me very specifically how I am to use this device. And she says, "Do you understand?" I said, "Yep, I understand. Makes perfect sense." She gave it to me and said, "Show me." And guess what happened? I did it wrong. Okay? I reversed what she asked me to do. And knowing my mind, there's a couple reasons for this. I know from the testing I received that the two hemispheres of my brain don't really work that well together. And I have a very poor sense of direction. I often need to check in with myself and remember which is left and which is right. So what I did, as I mentioned, is I reversed the directions that she gave me. It made sense in my head, but once I did it, it didn't execute correctly. So she had to re-instruct me on what to do so that I could do it correctly the second time. Now, what's really, really important, the lesson in this is humility, self-awareness, knowing where the glitches in your ability to execute exist. There are too many people that trip over their pride. They get defensive, they get upset, they get angry whenever they make a mistake, whenever they do something incorrectly. And honestly, you gotta get past that. You've gotta let go of your ego. Because the self-awareness of what is going to cause you to trip over things, you got to know it, you got to own it. You can't run from it. Because the more aware you are of just what the difficulties are, the more effective you're going to be able to self-advocate. And say, this is what my brain tends to do. You gave me these directions, they make perfect sense. Can you give me a chance to try it out first? I want you to watch me do it and make sure this is what you want. Because there's a possibility that my brain may actually turn it into something else. And this isn't a sign of inadequacy. This doesn't mean you're a failure. It doesn't mean you're a loser. It means you got a scattered, gitchy brain, and that is just the reality. And you've got to own it, and you've got to go with it. And have a little humor while you're at it. You know? It's part of who you are as a human being. The imperfect you that is part of being human. The human condition is about imperfection. Everybody else out there pretending like they got it going on are full of it. They're telling themselves a lie and they're trying to sell you on it. So don't buy it for 1 second, okay? You're human. You're imperfect. You make mistakes. Go with it. Because the quicker you're able to do that, the quicker you're able to get on the same page with the person who's asking you to accomplish something for them. Then you make sure you have what you need, an opportunity to show them so that you can do it correctly and deliver what is asked for. So humility, self-awareness, have a little laugh at your glitchiness. It's part of the fun. It's part of the exploration. It's part of the adventure that is the wonderful little brain. Yeah, I have no doubt, Lexi. I have no doubt at all. Probably one of the reasons why her and I get along so well. So share this with people who need to hear this. That it's okay to own the fact that you've got a glitchy brain. It's not only maybe sometimes part of what makes you frustrating to others, but it's also part of what makes your mind so glorious and creative and resourceful. So love both sides of it. I hope this has been helpful to you. And share it with those who really need to see it and hear it. And if you need to explore this in more depth for yourself, you know where to find me. This has been Brian, and we'll talk again soon.